Alright boys, here we go. This is another kind of tips and tricks here of some free play training I'll do to get me warmed up for wall play, like aerials off the wall, wall shots. This kind of helps if you just do something like that, you know, just kind of like flip off the wall. Get used to flipping off the wall at different positions. Flip off the net and just realize at what angle you flip, because that's going to assist you in game. Like if you flip like straight out, you know, sometimes I'll just do like the goalpost challenge, but I'll do it off the wall at different parts of the field and just kind of like go towards the goalpost. You can do back wall and then go to the goalpost. It just really helps get used to how your car is going to react at what angle, because like, you know, if you jump off at a lower angle, like instead of coming off at this angle, you come off at this angle, you're just going to come straight out, and it kind of helps, you know. Or if you're like more vertical, you can come out like that, you can delay your flip. Anything really helps, like flip canceling. And you kind of just get used to it. And then corners, so that way you know how to get out of corners. Come off the sidewall. All this stuff really helps. Kind of gets you used to it. I mean, technically you should be able to come here and come straight to midfield. And kind of get used to it. Just flip cancel, you know. Just know when you flip cancel out, or even when you flip out, wherever your nose is pointing is the direction you're going to go. As long as you flip cancel with the front flip. Now you can do side flips, diagonal flips. Side flip will bring you out a little more, so it kind of helps. And it really helps, you know, if you have good air control, to kind of get your car there. Or even not flipping at all and just boosting. Also helps, just kind of get you used to flying off that wall. Because most time people think the wall is a magnet and it will pull you to it. Hit that post, you know, just kind of work on that, you know. And going from one side of the field to the other. Help with that air control. Kind of helps you. Ceiling resets, then to the wall, back down. Kind of gets used to the recoveries too. It's always better to land facing down on the wall than vertical on the wall. So this is how I normally would warm up my wall play. Just kind of getting used to coming off in various different ways. Just keep going. I'll do this usually for 5 to 10 minutes in free play, just to kind of get it warmed up, and then I'll go hop in some training packs. Like aerial off the wall is a good one. Another one's wall shots by Paquito. Those are good ones. That's usually my main two. I really haven't tried any other ones. I've stuck with those ones for so long, and they have a lot of difficult shots in them for off the wall, and they have some very simple shots. And the simple shots are good because you can, I think there's a couple of them you actually turn into a pretty good backboard double touch from an off the wall touch, and you just kind of get used to this feeling. You get used to recovering on the walls. Get used to putting your nose down. Really helps. Mainly the whole trick is, like, no matter what, if you're going to come out more, point your nose out. Flip out. Just time it. And if you want to try it with a ball, You just wait and then try to reach it. Delay your jump off the wall. Wait and then flip. Just delay your dodge, use your dodge to get to the ball, and you'll figure out the angles that you need to flip. And just keep on adjusting. Every time realize what mistake you're making and why you can't reach the ball. Pretty much the whole trick and concept of this. It's kind of like set up for a ceiling shot and then go for it off the wall instead of the ceiling. Don't go for like a ceiling reset or nothing like that. Just pitch it off and then flip to it and see what you got to do to make your adjustments to get there. Like that one, I probably should have pitched the ball off slower. If I would have pitched the ball off slower, I would have had time to make it there. Pretty much the whole trick. And just keep going. Get used to getting these wall touches. You didn't even gotta use your flip most of the time, you know? Only use the flip if you need to. That's the main key, is like, you don't have to use your flip, and if you use your flip, usually it stalls you in the air for a bit. And if it stalls you in the air for a bit, you know, it's going to take you longer to recover. Just think about it that way. If you miss the ball, hit the ceiling. Whoops. That's the pretty much the concept, man. Is just like that right there. You just kind of gotta, you have to find your angle, come off the wall at the right time, and then flip into your angle if you're gonna come off the wall into a shot like that. It's kind of the, it's risky. You have to know when you can and when you can't, and then you have to know when you have to flip and when you don't need to. Pretty much the whole trick to doing it in free play. And the good thing about free play, you know, obviously, is you're setting it up for yourself. But in games, you know, there's gonna be a lot of times where it'll be set up for you. Your teammate will set it up. They'll throw a pass, and when you're pushing up for this boost, you know, and you're in 3-mans or even in 2-man or 6-mans, then you can just like pass up. Whenever they pass up, for you to, like, you know, you put pressure on the ball, you went for 50, you got beat, you're over here, and they pass up, redirect. A couple different ways you can go about it. And if it's not a perfect pass, you can always just get a rear touch with your car to save you from, like, you know, throwing the ball away. You can just get a rear touch in your car, pass it back down to them. But make sure you let them know. Just because it wasn't a good initial pass doesn't mean that, you know, it's never going to be useful. And that's a way you can do that in free play. Personally, I do this for like 10 minutes and then I'll jump into a training pack, because, you know, it's not always best to hop into a training pack for specific things, but this is one of them things, like, it's beneficial to do training packs and kind of get used to it, you know. Figure out your timing. It's all about timing with these wall plays. But that's about the best advice I can give anybody in free play as far as doing off the wall, is kind of just get used to that feeling of, how do I need to jump off the wall? Where does my nose need to be to get to that ball? Is this to be a pass like directly upfield, or is it coming from an opponent? If it's coming from an opponent, most of the time it's better to wait for the bounce and shoot it. Obviously the wall is more beneficial because you save boost that way, but kind of want to, it's a risk. You have to, like, if you're going to commit on the wall to a bounce, you have to know that you have to jump before the ball bounces off the wall most of the time. And the sooner you jump off the wall, the better. And it's kind of like, if you're going for a shot off the wall and it bounces, point your nose at the goal. If you point your nose at the goal, most of the time, if you hit that ball with the center of your nose, you're going to put it into the goal. So no matter what, point your nose at the goal. If you can fly into the goal, you can shoot the ball at the goal. So point your nose, shoot, and it sends you to the goal, which is going to send your momentum to the goal, which is going to send that ball to the goal. It's pretty much the same concept as when you're shooting on the ground, when it comes to shooting a ball in the air or off the wall. Just point your nose, shoot, and my car goes straight to the goal almost every time. And that's going to be the trick. Do it upside down, shoot. Just kind of get used to doing it. Upside downs, uprights, you know, sideways if you can. Kind of, because you're going to have to get used to all the positions just like you do on the ground with air roll shot, you know. Same positions, but you're already in the air roll. You're already sideways. So you just got to kind of get used to rolling your car. Use an air roll. Air roll left, air roll right, or free air roll. That's what I use most of the time. I barely use air roll left unless I'm doing a speed flip. But just point your nose and shoot. Just get kind of used to it. And then hop in them training packs and do the same thing. Any ball you go for, time it. If you don't get it the first time, keep retrying. Keep retrying the same shot over and over again until you get it. And then, you know, try 100 more times. Just to get, you know, because you want to kind of make this skill necessary. It is a necessary skill to have in champ games, if pretty sure most of y'all know. And it's really useful in Diamond. But just kind of point your nose and shoot. And your nose kind of dictates where the ball is going to go. So if you point to corner, your ball should go to corner. Same concept every time. Nose, net, shoot, net. But that's the best advice I can give you guys. Thank you. I hope you guys have a good one.